What's up, you guys? It's Keith from Stock Hours here, back again with another educational video. Today we're going to be going over what time frame is best for charting and what time frame is best for execution. Let's get right into it. So, as far as charting goes, if you guys have ever attended the Wednesday night charting session, you know that I always start out on the larger time frames for charting. The correct answer for what time frame is the best for charting, the correct answer is all of them. I always start out on the larger time frames and I work my way down to the 1 minute. And the reasoning for that is because you want to find your trades on the larger time frames, because this means they are bigger setups. Overall in the market, these are bigger setups that more people have their eyes on, and they are higher probability. So once again, what you want to do is start out on the large time frames, work your way down on the time frames to validate your levels and make sure they still look good. When you're all the way down to the small time frames like the 5 minute, the 1 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, anything like that, you want to be looking for what type of price action does this stock have. So if the stock is generally a choppier stock, for example, something like Costco that doesn't always have volume, but sometimes it has a lot of volume and a lot of momentum, but all the other times it's generally just all the candles are 1 minute candles, they're gapping up, gapping down. There's really no price action there for you to take advantage of. This is one of those things that might detract you from taking a trade. So that is why you want to find your setups on the larger time frames and then work your way down. So I'm going to show you guys an example of how I would go about charting something. I'm currently on Tesla right now. What I'm going to do is find another stock, and I'm just going to click on it and go through it exactly how I would on a regular basis. Okay, so right now we're on Tesla. We're gonna go ahead and flip to something that I don't have my eyes on right now. Go ahead and go to BA. All right, I have not looked at BA at all today, so this is fresh off the bat. I'm gonna clear this out. This is from a few days ago. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look on the 4 hour for a support or a resistance that I may be able to take advantage of. So just by eyeballing this right now, it's looking like this is going to be the closest resistance that I'm going to be able to take advantage of. So I'll go ahead and zoom in. I'll figure out what price are we at right here. We're at 190.33. Okay, what price is right here? The high of this candle is 189.49. So I'm going to go ahead and place my line right here. Boom. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. The high of this candle is 197.20. That's my bad. So 197.20, I've got that marked right here. So actually looking closer in on the 4 hour, I see that this resistance right here is going to be our next closest resistance. So this is our next closest thing that is presenting a valid setup. So I'm going to go ahead and put a line here as well. I'm going to leave this one up here because eventually we are going to get up here, and then I'll already have my resistance line drawn, and I won't really even have to chart that much to figure out what setup is here. So the high on this candle is 193.93. I'll go ahead and draw that right here. 193.93. All right. Looks like that is the closest thing right here. So I think we're good now. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to the 1 hour. Since I see such a big drop right here, I'm going to go back to I said 1 hour. I meant the 1 year, 1 day. I want to look for gaps on the daily chart that may present a setup for us. It does not look like we have any on this chart, but this is the case where I will go even further out in time frames. I will switch to the daily chart so I can look for overnight gaps, stuff like that. And then if it's a situation where we're playing new low after new low, like you see right down here at 159.70, if I was charting this real time right now at 159.70, there's nothing for me to base a trade off of. There's no other supports here for me to look at. So what I'm going to have to do is go further out in the time frame. So this is where I'll switch to the 3 year 1 day. And now you can see if I go to 159.70, now we have more price action that is in this area. So there's still no level there for you to play at that point in time, but that's a good example of when you would go further out in your time frames. I also find it not completely necessary to go out to the 1 year and start on that every single day if you're charting the same exact stocks on a daily basis. So that's why I don't start on the 1 year and I just start on the 4 hour. Anyways, moving on, I'm going to move down in time frames from the 4 hour here to see what kind of price action we're getting on this trade. So now zooming into the 1 hour, I can see we have some form of a flag right here. And this is actually a bull flag. So what I would do from here is look at this, judge how far are we away from our level at this high. So this high is 192.10. Our level is 193.93. So basically 194. So that means from this high, we would need a $2 move just to get to our initial entry level, right? So this is where you're going to have to know a little bit more about how your stocks move. VA is one of those stocks that can catch momentum and go crazy some days, and a $2 push is absolutely nothing for it. But there's other days where it takes all day long just to move $1.50. So you've got to be able to judge in the morning at that point in time. You're going to have to be able to judge whether we have the type of momentum that can get us from this high to our level. So moving down on the time frames here, I'm liking this better and better. I see an inverse H pattern here on the 5 minute. I skipped over the 15, but if you look here, you have the same pattern, inverse H, bull flag, all of that stuff, which we're looking at. Those are all bullish patterns. And what are we looking at? We're looking at a bullish trade. So each time I go down in time frames here, I'm just confirming whether I like this trade or not. This is the stuff that's going to either attract or detract you from taking a trade here. So all of these things are confirming that, not necessarily 100% confirming, but it's showing you on every single time frame there is some form of bullish setup. So overall, you would expect a bullish move out of this. Now, can you completely predict what the market's going to do? Absolutely not. There's a million different factors every single day that could change this. So it wouldn't be something where I would just buy and, say I'm buying calls right now and just wait for it to go up. That's not how we really trade. But as far as taking a day trade, taking a scalp, these are all bullish signs here. So I'm looking at this now and just zooming in this chart, you can see that my level is already like out of frame, which is kind of telling me that we're a little ways away from the level. So I may not want to take an early entry here at 192.10, trying to play it through this high. Not even this high, but this resistance level. But sometimes there would be an instance where if we ended up opening right up here around 193.50, and then we had another form of a bullish pattern into this level, that would be when you could decide to take that trade. So I hope that makes sense as far as going down in time frames to confirm your trade idea, basically, and confirm whether your levels still look good or not. That's what we mean by start on the larger time frame and work your way down. So yeah, that pretty much covers the charting section of this. And what we're going to move on to here is what time frame should you execute on? So I personally think for day trading, for scalping, any short-term trade should definitely at least be looking at the 1 minute. Even if it's not your favorite chart to look at, you should at least have it pulled up. Because whenever you're trading these very quick time frames, you could be scalping, but when you're scalping, and we'll pull up BA here. When you're scalping and you're looking at the 5 minute, and you're only looking at the 5 minute, your decision may need to be made within a 1 minute time frame, if that makes sense. Like your decision may need to be quicker and more accurate than what a 5 minute chart is going to show you. So obviously, yes, the 5 minute chart shows you the same price action that the 1 minute chart does, but you just get to see how each minute, how the chart is reacting. Obviously, that's what makes it a 1 minute chart. But as far as that goes, I think that the 1 minute at the very least needs to be pulled up on your screen, even if it's not your main thing you're looking at. So definitely the 1 minute for any short-term traders. That would be the chart that I would execute off of. And then what I personally do is I have my flexible grid as my execution screen. So I always have the 1 minute right here in the top left corner. This is the one that I'm focusing on the most because this right here is my right screen, and that's where I have my charts, obviously. And then on my left screen, I have all of my execution. So just to the left of my 1 minute chart is where my order entry window is and where my time and sales and level 2 are. Or I'm sorry, not time and sales, just level 2 on interactive. So if you can see why I'm looking at this on the top left of the screen, it's because I can keep my eye on my order entry window, the level 2, the stock, the volume, in-queue, and time and sales all at the same time. So I always have the 1 minute pulled up here. And then we switch to my middle chart here, where I usually either have the 5 minute or the 15 minute chart pulled up here. And this is gonna let me see what does this look like on a slightly larger time frame. Does the setup still look good? It's the same exact thing as charting and working your way down whenever you're looking at your execution. You're watching the 1 minute for your main entry and for your main exit, stop loss, all that. You're looking at the 1 minute mainly. But working your way up, does this look good? If I am in a trade that's a bullish trade and I see on the 1 minute we're in consolidation, but on the 5 minute or the 15 minute, we're making a massive bear flag, that's going to be not a good sign for me to be in that trade because I'm trying to play it to the upside while the larger time frames are trying to take it to the downside. So yeah, I'll either have the 5 or 15 minute in the middle, and then generally on the right side, I have the 15 minute pulled up right here because the 30 minute and the 1 hour didn't have any trends on them for the stock that I was looking at today. But generally on the third screen over here, I'll have my even larger time frames on it. I'll have my 30 minute and I will have my 1 hour occasionally. But that's what I shuffle between on all of my execution screens here. And yeah, so I hope that covers everything and helps you guys out. I know it's not a super crazy idea to be executing on the 1 minute for day trading and scalping, but we have gotten that question quite a bit, so figured we would make a video covering it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are not subscribed to the Stock Hours channel, make sure you click the subscribe button, click like, comment, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss our free Wednesday night charting sessions. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.